You can start now.
So hello everyone. I would like to welcome you to the workshop for today. So we at Hack the Mountains are coming up with this learning series of workshops called Hack the Mountain Qubits. Qubit is a computing term. Another term for qubits is quantum bits. Just like small quantums of packets of information makes the whole information. In that way the series of workshop would make you a tech geek at the end for surely. These workshops would have already started from 20th September 2020 and it will go till 9th October 2020. These workshops will be conducted by industry professionals. Even if you are a beginner in the tech field, these sessions would take you from very basic level. We'll like there is a scratch from a scratch start, so you don't have to worry. So you might have a question in mind, like what are you getting from attending these workshops? You will have learning and experience sharing by industry professionals, rewards from participants during the workshops, e-certificates to all the participants, and you will get the e-certificates by filling a survey form that will be shared with you at the end of the workshop. And obviously you will be able to network with a lot of new people here. That is the whole point of these workshops and this whole hackathon, Hack the Mountain. So talking about today's workshop, so we are all fascinated with Google Assistant, like how it responds to our voice, our commands, how does it manage at the back end, like how is the audio processed at the back end. Here comes the role of artificial intelligence, that is AI. So it is a software agent that can perform tasks or services for an individual based on commands or questions. So sometimes the term chatbot is also used to refer to virtual assistants generally or specifically accessed by online chat. You must have seen it in many websites and all as well. We at Hack the Mountains obviously have come up with this workshop on building AI assistants. With this, I would like to welcome you all to our speaker for today. That is Mr. Saravanan Selvamohan. Currently research and development engineer and at TekClan, he has conducted several workshops and webinars in the area of AI assistance. I hope you have a great session and all the best, sir. I hope you can give a lot to these students who are watching this. On to you.
Yeah, thanks, Smriti. Thanks for the introduction. So, and also I like to thank Hack the Mountains for giving me this wonderful opportunity in the workshop series, and I also wish them all the best to the hackathon, Hack the Mountains hackathon to be a great success. So, with that, like I like to start the session, I like to share my screen. Just give me a note, like whether are you able to see my screen properly. Is it fine? So, is it fine? Like everyone able to see my screen? Guys, like just give me a confirmation, like whether everyone able to see my screen.
Yes, so they can see your screen.
Okay, thanks. So conversational assistants, like in the year of 2020 are very familiar, like starting with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa and Apple Siri. So which are the assistants we have tried once within this decade. But rather than this generalized conversational assistant which are used in day-to-day purpose, there are also many business opting conversational assistants, like in the terms of healthcare, in terms of insurance, and in terms of many automobile industries, like where they are trying to implement conversational assistant in the business, where um, it can replace the repeated process, and where the automation can happen. So if you see in the conversational assistant world, though few assistants have grown up, like Amazon Alexa and the Google Assistant, so they are not up to the mark, like to the intelligent. So it can converse with like how a human converse with us. Like suppose if I say some words like which are Google Assistant can't understand, so it will give me a blank reply, so it won't give a proper answer. So to start with, in this domain, I try to give in this workshop, like I will try to give how we can build an AI assistant using an Rasa Open Source. And also we will see like how we can integrate with messaging channels, whether how to integrate our chatbots with our messaging channel like WhatsApp or Telegram, or even with a Facebook Messenger, like how we can connect our assistants to messaging channel. And also we will see a specific topic called conversation driven development, so which are we are in the beginning of the era of in the conversational AI assistant domain. So with that, I like to move towards there is a classification about AI assistants in the world. So this is the source I have picked up from the keynote, where Alan gave as a keynote speak in the Rasa L3 AI conference. So where he defined AI assistants into 5 levels, so in terms of both end user experience and in terms of also a developer experience. So he divided AI assistants into 5 levels. So the level 1 and level 2 will be like which happened in the past decade. So where we are able to see chatbots which are too straightforward, which can be a FAQ question answering bot, and it will operate based on commands. So even though these are the assistants helping in the day life, but what's the problem is it's like more command based, like it's not conversational based, where assistants can converse with human as like human converse each other. So so what now the era is moving towards is a contextual assistance, where we can define L3 assistants as a contextual assistant. So where AI assistants understand what the user is speaking about, like in which context the user is speaking about. The AI bots will understand the context, and it will replay the answer to based on the context. And level 4 and level 5 we are yet to the mark, even Google Assistant and Alexa we can put it on just in terms of level 3. Like they are not so much advanced, where it can understand what the user mood is, or what context the user is speaking about. So, and also like in this workshop I like to cover the common entities which are available in the AI assistant world. So we like to discuss the common terms which are familiar to in the conversational AI domain field. For example, if you see if you are going to build a chatbot with Dialogflow, or if you are going to build chatbot with Amazon Alexa, or it can be of any other open source tools like Minecraft, or it may be a Rasa open source. So there are some concepts which occur similar and common throughout the domain. So we will discuss what are the entities which are available, common and familiar, and that will give you a good start where you can start building AI chatbots, because these are common in every field. If you go for any domain to build, or any framework to build chatbots, so these are the entities will be common throughout the platform. So today we will try to understand what are the common entities available there. So the first and foremost thing will be intent and entities. So generally what the intent and entities mean, suppose we are going to build a chatbot. For example, in this session we are going to build a chatbot which will be helpful for Hack the Mountains hackathon. So where user converse with the chatbot, and they will collect the information about the hackathon, like getting how they can register, how they can get the team details. So we will imagine we are going to build a chatbot for hack the mountains hackathon. So first, what we need to focus on is like intent and entities. So intent is about like the in which context the user is going to talk with the assistant, or what information the user is going to ask the chatbot, whether he going to ask like when the event starts, and like how many members can participate. So these are the things like we can define intents where they need results for the question. And the entities are like the entities are the key information in the sentence. Like suppose if they ask like we are a team of 10 members, whether we can participate in the hackathon. Look here, the key information is a team of 10. So where we need to go to backend, some backend details, and we need to analyze whether hack the mountain enrolling team of 10 to participate. And we need to basically we need to the chatbot need to reply answer based on the entity information. So the intent and the entities are key information we need to design when we are going to when we start to develop AI assistant. So and the next one will be like after intent, deciding our intent and the entities, we need to discuss about slots and form. So slots and form, like we can describe that as a memory of the chatbot. So where suppose like if the chatbot only when the chatbot has a memory, so it can converse with the user contextually. Suppose for example, if the user is speaking about a female, so when a female or male, so in the next conversation it should replay based on whether it should be a pronoun in terms of he or she. So for that, a chatbot somewhere need to hold the key piece of information what the user is actually talking about. So with this, four terms are common in the chatbot world. Like so, it is independent of any platform you're going to build a chatbot. So these four key entities we need to first analyze on, and we need to start building. So rather than consulting with more theory part, like we will try to see like how we can build a chatbot directly. We can see through a hands-on experience how to build a chatbot. So here I am picking up Rasa Open Source to build a chatbot. Like so Rasa is an open chatbot AI framework where we can build AI assistants. So and also it particularly it is an open source where we can take the source code and we can customize how we need to modify, and also we can change or plug in plug out the machine learning models and the NLU pipelines how we want. So to start with like with that, so to install Rasa in your system, so it is just a simple command. Like just what you need to do is like you need to do pip install Rasa. Like as we are installing a common packages in Python. So what you need to do is like a pip install and just the package name to install the Rasa framework. So this is an already installed Rasa environment. So I'll try to make it from scratch. So I'll delete this. I'll try to show from the scratch like how we can build. So I am in a virtual environment. I am using Python 3.7 as a environment to run this package. So what we need to do is like first we need to initialize the environment. So the command will be Rasa initialize. So if you see other platforms like Dialogflow and Amazon Alexa, so where they have so it is completely cloud based, so where you don't want to have source code in your system and you need to customize, so everything will be on cloud, and you can customize the chatbot how you want. So here like so the chat the Rasa has initialized here. So it is asking, so in which path I need to initialize the project. So I'm giving just a default path. So it is asking like whether you want to train an initial model. Okay, I'm giving yes. So for initially, like it will take 2 to 3 3 seconds, or it may be sometime take around a minute. So even before that, like we can see what are the files which are available in the environment. So the first and foremost thing will be data file. So where you going to define your intents. So we spoke, right, like suppose so intents and entities are the key information for the user. So so key information for the user, like let us take an sample example for this hack the mountain workshop. We are going to um, hack the mountain workshop. We are going to build a chatbot. So there user going to ask the information about when the event starts, like when the hackathon starts. So for that, what we need to do is like we are going to build an intent. So intent, so we need to define it with the prefix intent, and it will be of get event date. So here I'm giving sample intents. The user going to ask with the assistant, like when the hackathon begins. When the hackathon begins, uh, when the event start. So starting date of the hackathon. So it will be similar like so I'm stopping the model. So it is trained. So we will speak it to the assistant later. So here coming back to the intent, like so we have defined the intent, so which will be similar to any platform we are going to build AI assistants. So in any platform we are going to say the intent and what are the sample sentences the user going to ask. So after defining the intent, so where we need to specify, like once the chatbot identifies the input, so what will be the response. So for that we need to specify response, right? So responses are here, they are defined as utterances. So there we have domain.yml file where I'm going to specify one utterance for this intent getting event date. So I'm defining like event date response. So here I am giving the hackathon will start on October 10. I think so it will be on October 10. October 10. So here, so first to start with, like what I have did is like I have decided. Define what is the intent and what are the sentence the user going to speak with the assistant. So then I also specified what is the response. So here I just defined where we need to configure so that the even before training the model, bot will connect okay to this is intent. I need to give the answer. We give answer for this intent. So here I'm defining the intent. So our intent will be just check once. So our intent will be get event date. So after defining intent, so I'm going for stories. So here, so those stories are like there are conversation won't be happy path, right? Like user don't going to say the same question and expect the same answer every time. So when the humans converse, like it will be a diverse one. So for that, like here I am specifying a story, like how it can occur. So for that, I'm specifying HTM chatbot, and I'm specifying an intent. So here we need to specify what is the intent we have created. So the intent name will be get event date. So, and I am going to say what is the utterance I have defined. So for that we need to go to domain.yml file, and here I need to take the utterance I have defined. So I'm specifying that. So for whenever the user asking like even whenever the chatbot is getting the intent about event date, so it should give me the response. So though like it is like a hard coded one, like we can still extract some piece some entity information from the conversation. We can deliver the information to the chatbot. So we will do that in the later part. So to start with, like we will just check whether the assistant working properly or not. What we did is like we defined one sample intent, and we gave a sample response, and in even domain.yml file I need to say what is the intent I'm going to use. And in stories I have connected both the thing. So here I'm going to so for to train the model, so I need to run a command called Rasa train. So what it will basically do is like it will run and the NLU pipelines, whether it consists of like tokenizer and futurizer, where it will convert text into in terms of vectors, and it will do modification. There are algorithms running behind that. So all these things will be taken care in backend by the Rasa architecture. So if you see like so the data folder consists of like NLU MD file and stories MD file, where you will specify the intents and mark the um, utterances, and endpoints .yml file is used to connect with external platform, and like domain.yml file what which you are discussing about previously. So it is about all the intents, and there is one more file called yes, config.yml file. So where it will define what are the pipelines which are used in backend, like whether it can be a white space tokenizer, regex. So these are the algorithms we will study separately while we are learning. But like here, like everything is mixed up, and it will be available as one single algorithm. So where it is, that is why we are calling as it's a pipeline. So it will go through a series of steps, and we will get the model generated for us. So the model will be available in the models folder, so where it will load the, so this is the first one will be the initial model we have trained, and the next one will be after making some changes in domain.yml and stories.md, we got another model. So whenever I run the chatbot, so it will pick up the latest model. So to speak with the assistant, I'm using a command called Rasa cell. Yeah. So this is like a to test chatbot, like whether we have configured every chatbot properly. So what we are doing is like first to test, I was giving hi. So it gave me an output. How are you? So this may be defined as an initial model. Like somewhere, if the user is defined for hi, so in stories.md you will see they are given utter grade. So if you see, so for utter grade, so this will be the output. So now we will check about our intent, like whether it is working properly or not. So just even though we given three sentences, it will be fine. Like only when we are going with multiple intents, like around 20 to 30 intents, we need to check with the conflict whether one intent is conflicting other, and the sentences are common to both. So now um, okay, I'm giving so to get the even date, right, like so I'm giving when the so I'm having when the hackathon starts. So this is a different statement, like which is not I have given, like here I have given when the hackathon begins and the when the event start. So starting date of the event. So but this is a new sentence which is slightly differ from this, like so thanks. So to do so, like I am specifying So I'm specifying a little different intent, so where this is not defined anywhere here. So let us try whether it is working properly or not. So here I'm giving and hackathon. Okay, so it's giving me the output, right? Like it give me the hackathon will start on October 10th. So it is predicted properly. Like even though it is not direct to direct, like as we have trained the model. So somehow it is managed and based on the models trained for this intent. So we are able to get the output. So it is very easy, right? Like you'll see like defining chatbots like require lot and we need to learn about lot of models, machine learning models and deep learning models. Yes, we need to learn about the backend, like how they are doing. But to get started and to build a simple assistant and do a minimum viable assistant, like knowing about the terms and how we can playing with the environment, it is very well enough with the hand. So here we have seen like building a simple intent and a simple utterance, so which will be similar, right? So that's what I am trying to stress on. Like this is not only particular about this Rasa Open Source platform, so which is common to all. Like even if you go to tomorrow to the Amazon Alexa, or if it is a Google Dialogflow, the same thing you are going to do. You need to define intent, and you are going to say what are the sample intents, and also you need to specify what are the utterances you are going to get from the chatbot. So apart from that, like here we have a static replay. So directly we got a static replay from the, so we get given static replay and the chatbot gave me the same output. So but in the real life, like it won't happen, right? Only in few sentences or in few conversations we will have a direct output. But in some times, like we need to connect with external assistant, so external domains. Like sometimes I need to connect with the external API and get the source data from the um, database, and the database need to give the information. For example, if we say the hack the mountains, I'm going to in the chatbot I am trying like who are the speakers for next 5 days. So what our assistant really need to do is like it need to connect with the external it need to connect with the external system through some APIs. So for that, like we have a file called actions.5 file, like where we can connect with the external system, and also this is where we will define our slots and forms. Like so whenever we need to store some key piece of information, so it is in actions.py file, so we are going to define. So how, so for now, like we can see like how we can connect our chatbot to an external source and get the response from the external source, and we will put it through the chatbot. So for this, like I can take a simple example of like getting COVID cases, like which I was worked on previously. So I will take that one, like so to get the COVID active COVID. So let us assume an example situation. I need to get COVID numbers today. So what are the active cases, and how many cases have new today? So for that, I'm generating an intent called get corona cases. So for that, I'm specifying again specifying sample intents, like show me the COVID numbers, get the COVID numbers, COVID cases today, bring COVID. So these are the sample intents, like I am defining here. So as how we did for event day. So but here, like as we used direct utterance there in previously. So here we are trying to use some connection between external source, and we'll pull out source from there, and we will display it over when the user converts. So for that, like we need to check like how action that by a py file is done. So it is just like a class based approach, like we will do in a traditional programming. So it is about generally based on Python. So what I need to do is like, so I need to define, so what is the action, so corona cases, and here I need to say So which is the action I need to specify. So like maybe like to see it the first time, like it maybe seem little bit odd. Like, but when you come to the environment, you can see a sample py file it got generated for you. So you can use to get started with. You can use this. So for that, we need to connect with the external API, right? So I have so in the event of time, I have generated a sample file previously. So it is similar, exactly similar to this file. So it is again the same. So here I am defined a class name. So it will retain what is the action I'm going to use. So here, so before to get the, so this will return the response here. So as how I defined after message there. So here it will respond, give me the response of when the chatbot connect with the external system. So here I'm using one Python function. It generally connect with an API and it will give me the response. So this is very similar, hitting an API and getting the response, and I am throwing a response here. So, but like here, like not only also throwing directly throwing this, we can generate, we can build upon validations like so based upon how the user is conversing. Like suppose if the user is asking like give me the speakers between October 1 and 5. So where I am having constant, right? So what we need to do is like we need to extract some entity information from there, and then after processing the information, I need to hit the API. So these all things like we can customize as it is a code based. Like we can customize in everything in the actions.py file. So I'm storing this. So here I'm specifying I have created one intent. So the intent name should be same as like what I have created. So if I give if there is any spell typo, so it will give me error as intent is not defined. So I have defined the intent and I need to specify the action. So what I did is like I created an action. So that action is called section chromaticus. So actions.py file is okay. So here in the stories, we previously discussed, right? So here I'm specifying the stories for a chatbot. So hack the mountain chatbot, I am specifying another story. So I'm telling like when the user is asked about corona cases. So here there so here instead of using direct, we are connecting to some external assistant, so external source. So I'm giving so I'm saving the action file here. So and one more thing is like we need to so in endpoints YML, so as we are using external action, so I need to enable an endpoint here. So for that we have endpoints.yml file, so I need to enable this. So I will stop okay, even before that like I need to enable actions action server. So for that what we need to do is like actions. Yes. So here, so the now the action server is up and running. So which will connect with the external system. So now we are moving to our actual chatbot. So here I am. Okay. Even before that, we need to train the model, right? Because we have added a few things. So I'm again training the model. So whenever like I am training the model, it will go for the again the previous process. Like it will take it will check what are the intents we have covered on, and also it will check whether there is a configuration for actions and utterances. So if you see generally like here we can see diet architecture. That's what Rasa is following recently. Like apart from like there are many featureizers are there like BERT and some other glove. So there are many featureizers are there, but the diet is specifically is like for Rasa developed by Rasa for intent and entity extraction. So our model have trained. So we will start a command line connection. Okay. So here, it identified what is the intent. It is a grade, and here I have the ranking. Like um, what is the conference for each utterance. So here I'm specifying about. So I'm restarting the server. Okay. There might be a small misconfiguration. Like what we need to do, we will try is like we will go for connecting with the external assistant, and we will check whether it is connecting with the external API working there or not. So to do that, like to connecting with external assistant, like so here we can take Telegram chatbot, Telegram as a messaging channel. So where so after developing assistant, right, like you have developed an assistant, you have configured some intents and actions, so it is working in your command prompt. But in the real world, it should be available to in messaging channels, whether it would be via WhatsApp or Facebook. So it will be available to the messaging channel. So we'll see like how we can connect these assistants to the messaging channel. So for that, like I can use Telegram. So what we need to do is like we need to create a sample bot there, and after creating the chatbot, and we need to connect with this assistant, and then like we can directly interact with the chatbot through our Telegram channel. So so to create a chatbot here, what you need to do is like you need to go to bot further, so which is generally used to build our own custom chatbots in Telegram. So what I have it is like, so if you see, so I have given a new bot. So whenever I'm giving a new bot, you can try this, follow the same process. Like what I have given is like I have given a new bot, so it is asking me a name. So what is the name? You need to create a chatbot. So I'm giving so test 999, and this is a sample name. You can change as you want. But here there is one constraint. If that is a username already available or chatbot it is already available, you cannot pick up that. So after it is very similar. You need to just give /new bot and just the name. What is the name for the chatbot? So after you will get the access token, you need to configure. So to and before that, like what we need to do is like we need to make available this Rasa server to be available as public. So for that, what I am using is like I am using ngrok, so which will tunnel your server, which can be accessed publicly. So so the server is residing at 5005. So yeah, and this is the URL where now we can share it publicly. Like even like some even though it is not connected through internet for now. So when I have exposed to using the tunnel, so even in any place of the world can access the chatbot using this link. So which will be similar to making it as a public URL. So for to connect with, like we have a configuration in Rasa, like we need to specify, like here we have some configuration like whether to Facebook or Slack or it is a Mattermost. What you need to do, like you need to say the URL and the webhook URL. So here we are going to configure for Telegram. So I'm picking for Telegram what is the type we need to give one. So it will be a sample one. So what I need to do is like I need to pick up this link. So I need to paste here. And I need to change the chatbot name, right? So here the name will be um no, bot, and I need to change the access token. So I'm restarting the server. So we had changes here. So as we have configured Telegram URL. So so the server is up and running. Like we will try whether there is a luck here. So these are previous tests which are running. So I'm trying. I think there is a like I said, right, like there is a previous issue there. So for that, what I need to do is like I need to restart the process. So in the event of time, so what I can do is like I can share the video. So which I have used before connecting to the Rasa system. So this is a sample video like which I have picked on. So which will directly we can use it from Telegram, and it will connect to the API, and it will give us the response. So I'm giving just corona cases. So I exactly designed the chatbot as we are discussing now, and I got the response from here. So so it should work. Like there is a small configuration here. So as time is running up, like I can move on. So so this is the like basic, like we need to develop intents and the entities. So after building up intent and the entities, like you can use the same way like how I am defining Telegram, right? So you can specify the URL and access token. So then directly your chatbot will be available for you publicly, and you can deliver your chatbot publicly. So whenever, like even for Hack the Mountains, like you can build your own chatbot, and you can make it available as a public. So it don't, so like in some channels where users are asking repeated information again and again. So this can be eliminated, like building chatbots like this. So with the final topic, like we can move towards a concept called conversation driven development using Rasa X. So Rasa X is an another tool. It's not it's like another tool designed for improving the accuracy of the systems. So what we are doing is like that, right? Generally this is very little bit technical. So where we need to specify properly what is the intent I'm using and what are the entities. So even say like this, sometimes if I not specify a policy properly, so we are going to face issues. It is not that much developer friendly. So but if you take Rasa X, like this is there, it is more user friendly, where you can train and annotate the chatbot, uh, how the user interacts. So let's see a demo about that, like how the Rasa X will be. Okay. So I think the issue is with the accents. Okay, let me check once. So I'm reviewing actions file. Maybe due to that, maybe I will face issues. So I'm removing that. Yeah, I think so. The problem will be with respect to the actions. Maybe let's say just I have pulled out from my repo. Maybe some configuration I have missed there. So. So this Rasa X is like browser-driven development, like so where we are working in project repo, right? Like if you see here, like so it is a little bit of technical. So here everything is like yeah, web-based. It's like suppose whenever so here all the same stories and slots are there. Like suppose when the user is saying hi, so here I'm directly I can correct this. Like suppose when the user say hi, so it is giving me the intent and confidence. Like here we can directly check what is the confidence for the intent. So and I'm waiting for the response. So here what we will also see what are the actions running here, and also the stories will be automatically built up. So what we are doing is like here we are configuring stories, right? So for each intent. So here as it is a browser based approach, so it will pick up directly. I think there is some issues again here. So basically, so Rasa X is about this like I apologize for this. Like there are few misconfiguration happen. So but like we can correct here. So suppose if I am specifying, so hi is it is not about greet intent. So it is something like it is about getting evented. So here I'm directly specify what it is all about. So here directly we can annotate, and we can even correct the response also, even though I didn't get the response, so I can correct the intent also. So everything will be here. It is a web based approach. I will get what are the conversation happened over the time, and also for training the data, so I can see like what is the confidence and what are the intents have generated. So to start with, like we don't want to directly go with Rasa X. Like we can build a simple assistant with Rasa Open Source, and then like once we are feel confident, okay, this holds some value, and we can move towards Rasa X. So it will be of interactive learning, and this is called about conversation driven development. So which is like as like suppose if I say something the bot is predicted wrong, directly I will say here, so yeah, you predicted the wrong intent, it should be this. So it will basically it will added in backend and the model gets trained. So that's where we are going to improve the accuracy of the bot. Like we won't get directly the most accuracy bot in the first step. Like so we need to annotate and review the model, and we need to train it again and again to make it more accurate. So this is what I try to convey here, like starting with conversational AI assistants. So it is not that much difficult as many thought. Like it is very simple, like just if you know the context, so for what purpose we are going to build chatbots, and if we are sure about intents and entities. So on rest, everything is about configuration, which depend upon the platform, like whether it may be of a Rasa open source or it can be Alexa. So it is all about configuration. So now I feel like contextual assistants are improving so much fast. Like in terms of even developer experience, like developers don't want to spend much time on building chatbots, right? So here we are building chatbots within 10 to 20 minutes. I'm generating the intent, and I am building up the response, and directly I'm connecting to the external channels. So this is what I try to convey. Like so even though there are many chatbot assistants are evolving, like Mina, like it contains of numerous training data, like so it can understand whatever the user is speaking. Like as we discussed in previously, we are not up to the mark of level 4 or level 5 assistants, like even which can clear test like Turing test, so which will use to test the intelligence of the machine. So but I feel like this session will be more helpful for the beginners. Like they can directly jump on and start configuring intents and entities, and they will have yeah, solid assistant in their hand. And I think we can conclude the session with this, and if there is any query, and we can move towards that.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an informative and insightful session. And thank you all for joining with us today. Continue joining for further workshops as well. Thank you.
Yeah.